Oh, hello, YouTube. Today on The Naughty Librarian, we are going over the Season 1 finale of Murderbot. Oh my gosh, we made it through all 10 episodes. I'm going to tell you right now, episodes 9 and 10, what a way to end a season. This was another banger of an episode. It was also a longer runtime. I think it was like a 32-minute runtime. And in this episode in particular, we're getting the big conclusion, like what's going to happen next. We know like the beacon went off the last episode. The team's gonna get rescued, and then what is gonna happen? The ending that they made in the show is, it's generally the same as the book. It ends the same as the book does, but there's a lot of different stuff that happens in the show that doesn't happen in the book at all. And you know what? I hate to say this because I love this book series, but honestly, the show's ending was kind of better. Chef's kiss, so good. Let's just get into it. I am very excited. So the episode starts off, Murderbot wakes up and it's lying on this table. It's in a strange place. It doesn't know where it is. And it's kind of just coming back online for the first time after the fall. However, it comes back online just in time for these two asshole dudes to erase Murderbot's entire memory. And on top of that, the shitty dudes also install a brand new bright and shiny governor module. So now our Murderbot that we've grown to know and love these 9 episodes is effectively dead. That it doesn't exist. It's been erased. And none of that at all happens in the book. We're already on a different path from like the first minutes of this episode, because in the book, Murderbot never loses its memories at any time. It works out a little easier for them in the book. But the TV show wants these characters to suffer just a tad bit more. So while all that is happening to Murderbot, the Preservation Ox team is meeting with representatives from the company. They're trying to buy Murderbot. They're like, we want this sec unit. We'll buy it off of you. I don't know what do we need to do to get the sec unit back, because it has evidence. And the company's like, yeah, we're not going to sell that to you. And also, we already erased it. So why would you want it back? So I thought this was kind of an odd thing to admit because there's just an ongoing legal situation and they just admitted to destroying evidence. Like, I don't know how the penal system works in this far off galaxy. I feel like that's probably illegal. We're just starting off on a bad foot here. Obviously the team is devastated by this. They wanted their friend back and they were really trying to save it, but it's gone. So they're gonna have to come up with a plan B real quick because, like, you know, Rati in his himbo energy finds Murderbot. He sees Murderbot walking through the lobby with a couple other sec units and is like, hey, sec unit, look at me, we're friends, right? And Murderbot has no recollection at all of who Rati is. So it's kind of just proving that point that their friend is not there right now, which makes plan B even more of a necessity for the team, because they know that Murderbot's memories have been wiped, but have they been destroyed? Likely not. There's got to be something of value in them that the company wants to keep, because why would they throw away money? Those memories exist somewhere. How are they going to get them? The only thing they can really do right now is have Pinley file an injunction against the company, because Pinley's a lawyer and they're just gonna like do legal stuff to hopefully get this moving forward. So while the team is trying to go through the motions of the legal system of this faraway galaxy, the company has other plans for Murderbot. The company in particular is having a lot of problems from a lot of different directions. First of all, the whole Deltfall incident, they have to pay a lot of money, so they're unhappy about that. The other thing that's going on here is that they treat their workers as so subhuman that pretty much their entire workforce is striking against them. Well, I'm using the word workforce loosely because these are really indentured workers. So this is slave labor. And the company can't have all of that on their doorstep, so they grab some sec units, including Murderbot, and decide to go do some crowd control. So the sec units and Murderbot are just kind of unleashed upon these workers. And they're just kind of beating and punching and stuff, not killing any of them, but just maiming, I guess. And Murderbot, something starts clicking in its mind where those buried, blurry 7 seconds of that massacre that's always been in its mind starts flaring to the surface, kind of maybe even like a PTSD flashback type of situation. And Murderbot like stops. And it keeps seeing those 7 seconds, and it kind of realizes, like, I don't want to hurt people. So Murderbot just stops attacking the workers and is having a full-on existential crisis right in the middle of this. However, the workers don't know that this robot is having big feels. They just think, oh, it stopped moving, let's get it. So now like a whole mob of workers are just wailing on Murderbot. Murderbot is having a rough day, guys. We're gonna put a pin in that for now. Let's go check back in with our Preservation Ox team. They're still on the case. They're trying to figure out how do we get Murderbot's memories back. And of all of the team members involved, the one who comes up with the idea, surprisingly, is Garothin. You know, not Murderbot's biggest fan here, but does come up with an idea about how he might be able to get these memories back. So step one is Garothin going over to, like, I don't know, this housing unit that's on the space station and finding his old dealer's house. Mind you, this is the house that his old dealer lives in with his family. Like, you don't go to someone's family's house to deal with drug shit unless you're meaning to fuck some shit up here. And that's Garothin's whole point. It's like, you're gonna help me or I'm gonna go in there and start talking about all the drugs you made me take. Unless you take me into the archives because I can't get in on my own. Luckily, the drug dealer really doesn't want his family to know about his drug dealing past, so he takes Garothin into the archives. And Garothin, he like links up to the system. He's searching like sec unit, preservation ox, Deltfall, like all of these common like searches that you would think of to find the records, nothing's coming up. And then Garothin has a rather inspired idea here. He searches for the rise and fall of Sanctuary Moon, and wouldn't you know, boom, there's Murderbot's memories all tied up into all those episodes. I'm obsessed. I love this idea. Sanctuary Moon is continually, forever saving Murderbot's life. It taught it how to talk to humans, and it also is now saving its life. Murderbot couldn't have picked a better series to geek out on. So the next challenge that Garothin has is how to download an entire memory bank, like an entire person's mind and thoughts and brain. It's a big file. Like, what is he going to be able to download it into? Well, the only thing Garothin has that's possibly big enough is his own brain. So Garothin just downloads all of Murderbot. And you know what? Respect. That is a ballsy move to fully shove another, like, consciousness in your own mind. Like, that's a lot. It's all very, like, Johnny Mnemonic. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but, like, that was the vibe it gave. And while Garothin was off on his mission, the rest of the Preservation Ox team is on the case of finding Murderbot's literal body, because they found his mind. Where are they gonna put it in, essentially? So they're looking everywhere, and Mensa's trying to give, like, a press conference, you know, keep all the eyes on her, make it so it's very inconvenient if the company doesn't hand over the sec unit, because now it's all out on the media everywhere. And luckily, they do locate Murderbot's physical body. And if they had waited another minute, this would have been a moot point, because as this all is happening, Murderbot is all beaten up after the whole like debacle with the workers. They're like, wow, this sec unit is obviously defective. It's the acid dip for it. So Murderbot's literally about to get dipped in the acid, like so close to getting dipped in the acid, like Roger Rabbit style. And luckily, Pinley bursts into the room with like her legal injunction saying, you gotta stop. And luckily the company did stop. The people there were doing their job properly. No one had a finger slip and they still like acid bathed the sec unit for no reason. So yay! Murderbot is saved. So now that the team has like legal ownership of Murderbot, they bring it back to their hotel room, and it still doesn't know who anybody is. It's just kind of standing there until Garothin comes over, plugs into Murderbot, and then re-uploads all of Murderbot's memories back into its mind. And the show actually never says anything about that shiny new governor module they installed in Murderbot. I'm just assuming that its memories overrode it again. They never really cleared that up, so I'm not sure if that was a plot hole or if I'm just looking too far into things here. But anyway, Murderbot now has all of its memories in its mind, and Murderbot is saved. Murderbot is back in its body, and it recognizes the team. Hurrah, the team did it. And Murderbot is honestly having a lot of big feels in this one moment. And I don't know if sec units have like the organic parts to be able to form actual tears, but it kind of looks like Murderbot is forming actual tears, because this group of humans went so far beyond anything that any other human has ever done for it before. Like, they saved its life. These are the first real friends that Murderbot has ever made, so it's a big moment, and it's kind of emotional and sweet, and the whole team is happy that Murderbot's back with them, and they're like, you're gonna be one of us, you're gonna come to like preservation with us, and you can live there, and Mensa bought your contract from the company, so like she'll just be your guardian on preservation, and then you could just do whatever you want. Murderbot no longer has to be a security unit. Murderbot can just be a unit. And the team means really well with this. What they don't know is that this is just firing off a whole new existential crisis for Murderbot, because the only thing Murderbot's ever been is a security unit, and now you're saying it's not a security unit anymore, and now it's got to live with the space hippies and like learn a whole new thing. It's a lot to deal with all at one time. Murderbot is only really sure of two things in life right now. One, it genuinely doesn't know what it wants to do next, and two, it doesn't want anyone to tell it what to do next, even if that person is Mensa, its favorite human. It's still like another form of control. Murderbot wants freedom above everything else. And that spurs Murderbot to make the decision to leave the team. And it's the middle of the night, and Murderbot's kind of just watching them all sleep, saying like a silent goodbye, I would say, in its own mind, and is about to leave when Garathan stops it. And this interaction between Murderbot and Garathan is my favorite part of this episode. Like, they're kind of brothers at this point in a weird way. They've both literally been inside of each other's minds. Like, that's very intimate. And Garathan just kind of finally starts opening up to Murderbot and is like, hey, I know how you feel. Is this really a strange thing to leave and like go to a new place that's completely different than everything you've ever known? And like, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. They're all so weird. Like, we both know it. They are weirdos, but they're genuinely really good people, and you get kind of used to it. Like, I'll help you. I'll help you get used to the whole preservation thing, which is also so sweet and well-meaning and like genuinely wanting the best for Murderbot. The thing is, that's not what Murderbot really needs right now. So Murderbot just tells Garathan that it needs to check the perimeter. It's a very simple sentence that we've heard many times in the episode, but these words have such deep meaning to them now. It's like, I literally need to check the bigger perimeter in my life, which is freedom. And Garathan, even though he's sad to see Murderbot leave, he does understand. I mean, Murderbot's mind was in his head, so I think he very intimately understands Murderbot at this point. And so Garathan just lets Murderbot go and doesn't wake up the team. And then Murderbot, voluntarily makes eye contact with Garathan and just thanks him. Because now I feel like the only time Murderbot really wants to make eye contact with people is with people that it trusts. And this whole interaction between these two, who've been rivals this whole time, is just so chef's kiss beautifully done. It has real emotional depth, and it's a very simple scene. And it was so well done, and honestly, I wish that was in the book, because none of that ever happens in the book at all. Murderbot does just leave in the middle of the night and leaves a little letter for Mensa saying, hey, you're my favorite human, but I gotta figure out what I want because I don't know. And this one kind of gave it a bigger emotional hit, and I thought it was just really beautifully handled. So Murderbot leaves the hotel, and it's finally on its own for the first time. It's just walking through the station. It's wearing, preservation clothes. So it just looks like any other augmented human you'd see around. No one really ever sees a sec unit without its helmet on. They don't know what they look like. So step one of Murderbot's new life was leaving the team. So next step of Murderbot's plan is to get off the space station. So Murderbot wanders around, like blending in with everybody, and finds a change of clothes. And by find, I mean steals a change of clothes. And then pings a friendly transport ship that's going to a mining colony. And Murderbot trades it a bunch of episodes of Sanctuary Moon in exchange for a free ride off the space station. So Murderbot gets in the transport, and the transport disembarks from the space station, and Murderbot's about to go check the perimeter, about to like embark on its new life. And credits. It's a good ending. I loved it. It had emotional depth. It hit where it needed to hit. It had action. Things moved forward. I thought it was so well scripted and paced. So like I knew this show had it in it. All those badly paced episodes made me so angry because when they had a banger of an episode, they had a real banger of an episode. However, in the end of this episode, they do have like maybe a little bit of a Easter egg for season 2, which by the way just got announced. They've renewed Murderbot for season 2. Murderbot got on a transport ship that was going to a particular mining colony. And in book 2, Murderbot is investigating its past and wants to know, where did those blurry 7 seconds of massacre come from? It has to be from the previous assignment it was on, which was on, I think it was called Ravi Hyrule. Murderbot's gonna go to that mining colony, which is now abandoned, and figure out what really happened. So that's kind of like the reason for book 2. The other things happen in book 2, but like that's kind of the impetus for the action, is that Murderbot needs to figure out its past. The only thing that this episode didn't give me was the Easter egg I was hoping for the most, because in book 2, Murderbot meets its best friend, which happens to be a spaceship. So I was really hoping Murderbot was gonna get on ART, and ART means asshole research transport. So I was hoping we'd get like a little Easter egg for ART for season 2. It would have been a nice little button, but here we are. We did it. We finished season 1 of Murderbot. In the end, I did find this very satisfying. I just wished like all of the middle episodes were handled just a little bit better. Like maybe fewer episodes, like maybe like 7 episodes or something. Just made all of the middle ones slightly longer. I really think it would have made a difference in overall quality and tone of the show. But yeah, real banger of an ending. They really stuck the landing, so I gotta give them credit where credit's due. On that note, let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite moment of season 1, and let's wildly speculate about season 2. What's something you're really excited to see happen next season? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want cool exclusive content, including early access to videos or a book club, you can consider becoming a channel member or a patron. Links for that are in the description down below. And on that note, I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.